Rahul, first of all, in the Holocaust against the Jews, a lot of non-Jews Germans died. But does not. So please, let's have an intellectual debate. Please don't interrupt me. Please, I request you. Speak in your own time. A lot of non-Jews who were Germans also got killed. But that doesn't mean that the Holocaust was directed at all Germans. It was directed at the Jews, and therefore 6 million Jews were wiped out. Similarly, the project of Islamist Talibanization of Kashmir, which was named after Rishi Kashyap, which was a bastion of Hindu learning as important as Varanasi, as Kashi, which had the Martand Mandir, which has the Sharda Peeth, was Hinduized over 800 years, and this particular exodus and killing and genocide is the 7th exodus that is taking place against the Kashmiri Hindus, removing every Hindu to the last Hindu from the Kashmir Valley. This is the project of Talibanization. The problem is that in this particular project you find people who stand in defense of this Islamization, of this Islamist bigotry. They come out and they ignore the fact that Ralif, Salif, Ghalib naras were given in Kashmiri mosques. They ignore the fact that headlines of newspapers said Al-Safa Bate Dafa. They ignore the fact that you have Mehbooba Muftis and national conferences who come and say that yes, militants picking up guns is okay. They blame the Indians, but they never blame the Pakistanis, they never blame the Islamic jihadis, and that's where the problem lies. Till we do not accept this fact, we cannot have repentance, and without repentance, there cannot be a situation where the Kashmiri Pandits are sent back to their deaths in that valley where people still continue to patronize the killers. Look at these pictures. This was how Yasin Malik was patronized, and this is how today he's being dragged to justice. But today they still say that Yasin Malik, ye to bechara peace ka ambassador hai. This is the problem.
This is a problem. It's a mindset issue. Vivek Agnihotri, can we escape from the fact that this is unbridled anti-Hindu xenophobia? It's a simple, straightforward question to you, Mr. Agnihotri.
See, in Kashmir is facing the longest continuous genocide of Hindus, where Hindus till date are being identified, targeted and killed. The problem is the teacher, she was a lady, she was a minority, Hindus are minority in Kashmir, she was identified and targeted and finally killed. The problem is that why nothing happens, why it is continuing. It's continuing because the people who control the narrative, people who control policies, people who control kind of bureaucracy, the entire system gives ideological and intellectual shield and support to terror organizations. So Hindus in Kashmir are victims of not just terrorists with guns, but also intellectual terrorists who occupy the minds and the narratives of younger people and make the world believe as if nothing is going to happen. And which is why I am raising my voice against all these people.
This is why you're raising your voice. Sunanda Vashisht, let me bring you in. Hindus are urged to speak up against Islamophobia all over the country. There is this huge narrative that there is an Islamophobia that is rampant in India today. But Muslims, especially in Kashmir, never come out. They never come out to protest Hindu phobia. You have always called it Hindu phobia. You have been one of those who had to leave the valley. Why is this the case? Can you explain to Zishan Rana why he's wrong tonight?
You know, a question to Zishan Rana. Why was he and his fellow party members and his entire ilk not out on the roads screaming for Amreen Butt's killing? You know who protested for Amreen Butt? People like me and people like you. I saw your show that day. I was traveling, but I saw your show that day. It was people like us, because we are fair. You know what this is? This is why was Amreen Butt killed? Because she was not Muslim enough. So here about Kashmiri Hindus, why they are killing us and why they're killing Kashmiri Hindus. Now they've started killing all minorities. This lady today, she was from Samba district. She is from Jammu. She's a Jammu Hindu from who was working there in Kulgam, and her husband who dropped her this morning outside her school, and she was immediately shot dead. How does one shoot anyone? This is the question I had asked at the time of Rahul Butt also. How is it that two terrorists come and there is no collateral damage and just this targeted killing happens. They have to ask no one. That means the recce has been done. The people have been identified. Who are these people who are identifying these people? Who are identifying minorities? Who are these people who are giving them their coordinates? What time they leave their homes, where they go? Because these migrant teachers and everybody, they are living amongst everyone else.
We understand that.
Who are these people who are giving their coordinates?